Hello and welcome to another edition of the Reality After Show for Big Brother 24. We are almost there, guys. We are almost through the entire thing. Guys, I'm so happy to be here with you all. I'm with my great co-host and good friend, Mr. Brent Wolgamott. Brent, how are you?
Hey, guys. Hey. I'm doing fabulous. It's been a very boring week in Big Brother, but I have a lot of opinions about things, about the jury, about the show tonight, about Julie, so I guarantee you this is not going to be a boring recap. So hello, and let's go.
All right, we are also joined by my other good friend and co-host, Mr. Alex Rubino. Alex, how are you?
What's up? Yes, boring week after I have to miss an amazing week, but we'll have some fun with some good social distancing up until the very end.
Yeah, that was very interesting to see. All right, guys. So where do we even begin with this episode? Wasn't a lot there. There's not a lot of meat on the bones. We are at the end game at this point. We will probably at the end get to our predictions for the finale. And also immediately following the episode on Sunday, these two will be going live for the after show. Breaking it all down, talking about the winner and just everything that we saw in the finale. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there. I have to be at work, and my work sucks and won't let me have the time off. So instead, you'll get these two guys, and this will be my last show of the season. So, yeah, let's get into this episode, though. Brent, where do you want to begin?
Where do I want to begin? I think we need to begin with actually, you know what? Let's talk about what's at the top of my head, because the thing that's at the top of my head is this bullshit show that we just saw from Julie. Like, they talked about bringing back the cookout all week long. It's been advertised. We're going to talk to the cookout, the greatest alliance in the history of Big Brother. Let's talk to them. And they're so articulate, and they are beautiful, and they are great to listen to on Twitter. They've been following the live feeds. So many of them actually follow the live feeds, okay? And what do we get? 5 fucking minutes of a soundbite from them. This is the show that is trying to get viewers, and you have the greatest alliance in the history of Big Brother, and you bring them back for 5 fucking minutes and don't really ask them shit. Like, it really just pissed me the fuck off. And if you want to know anything about why this show does such a terrible job of getting people to watch it and pissing people off on Twitter, this is a perfect example, because you have a great alliance that can be the face of your show, and you advertise it all week, and then you talk to them for fucking 5 minutes. And you really don't give them a chance to say anything. Even within those 5 minutes, it felt like we were being rushed because they had a new Love Boat commercial to advertise about, which now the fucking America's favorite, whatever the fuck, makes total sense that they're giving them a goddamn cruise because we have to advertise the goddamn Love Boat. Okay, there. I'm done.
Brent, let's get one thing clear. If you check out Big Brother's official Instagram page at Big Brother CBS, Julie will talk to the women, because we can't talk to the women live on air. Only the men. We need to hear from Big D and his big brain about how Turner's playing the best game for the whole time, which makes total sense. And he's a genius. And thank God we heard from him so much. Loved it.
That's not even the thing. Like, I don't mind hearing from Big D.
I'm fine.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm fine hearing from him. They should all be heard from. But with all due respect, when they're talking about the game, out of the 6 of them, he's by far the last one I want to hear from. And no, Julie goes to him first. And then the line of just, we'll talk to the women on Instagram. Like, I get what come on. Tiffany should have been first. Put maybe Xavier second. Hannah in there. Fine, do that. I don't know a little bit of what you're doing. You've had a year. But no, they don't get that right. And then the coup de grace, I knew this was going to happen, and it just makes me appreciate how stupid the show is. Every time a house guest comes out, Julie, we have to social distance. You've been in a bubble for a month, for in this case now 3 months. You've been in a bubble, locked away. You literally haven't interacted with anybody. I can't hug you. Oh, cookout. Some of you just flew across the country. You've probably been hanging out, like getting dinner at restaurants, at bars. May have just watched Survivor Night. Whatever the case may be. Oh, let me hug all of you right away. Like, for the love of God, just the stupidity of Miss Chen Moonves.
I know. It's stupid. That's been bothering me all year long. Look. I mean, you heard the president say on goddamn CNN or maybe it was a 60 Minutes interview. I can't remember. Honestly, I watch too much politics. But the president said the pandemic is over. Okay, the pandemic is over. Why are we still doing this? This is ridiculous. Okay, now just to be clear, the White House did very clearly clarify after he said that the pandemic isn't really over, that there's still things we have to do to protect ourselves occasionally. But hello, like you can meet someone, talk to them, and it's someone who's been in a goddamn bubble for the last 3 months. You can give them a goddamn hug. That is okay, Julie. Oh my God. Anyway, don't get me started.
And from Julie, listen, I get it. She doesn't seem like the person, she's never been the person who like really enjoys hugs and physical contact. Fine. Perfectly understand that. Just say, like, you can just tell the house guys, hey, don't hug Julie. She doesn't like it. And move on. I don't need the whole social distancing crap. Because does she really want to hug Daniel? Does she really want to hug half these? No. I don't think she wants to hug a single one of them. Maybe Michael. That's about it. Like, come on. And then
I will say
we talk about the actual episode. I'm sorry. Actually,
here, wait. Let me say something about this, though.
All right, sorry, Bobby. Yeah. Go ahead about Julie, and then
it was an absolute complete fuckery in that entire situation where they got 5 minutes. And to me, why the fuck did we need a 20-minute situation about Monty and Taylor's argument? I'm sorry. Can they not wrap this up? Do we have to get Turner's perspective? Do we have to get Turner talking to Monty about the whole situation? Instead, you guys put 20 minutes of the episode dedicated to that and only 5 minutes to the people you brought on that are one of the most legendary alliance of all time. And you tell them while they're on TV, hey, do it quick. What's the point of them fucking being there if you're going to do that? Like, why are you doing that? It made no sense. And then at the same time, I agree with you guys about the hugs. It's stupid. If you're going to hug them, hug everybody, it just makes no sense. And these people are coming out of the house. You know they're not going back in. You guys run the show. If they were going back into the house and they had a chance of going back into the show, great. Don't hug them. Social distance. Perfect. But you literally run the show, so you know the outcome to that question. So, yeah, the whole thing was just very, very sloppy.
Yeah, that sounds like Big Brother. All right, the other thing I want to get to, actually, before we get to the actual gameplay, what little of it there was, America's favorite is now getting more than second place. For the love of God. Fine, give him a cruise. I don't really care. Fine, give him a stupid cruise. 50,000 and a cruise?
Well, wait, isn't
just
second
give Taylor
place
more money.
75,000?
Yeah, we currently it's okay. I don't. It's a fair complaint, but yes, we did clarify last week that $75,000 is the second place money.
But regardless,
that's
it's
okay.
too much.
Yes, I know.
It's too much. I'm sorry. I
know.
guess the cruise could be valued at $25,000 for how nice they treat.
I know, right?
There we go.
Crazy.
I'm right. I'm never wrong. Let's establish that right off the top.
Yes.
I also said Monty was going to win this game a while ago. All right. Gameplay. Gameplay. Just curious. Was it the right move for Monty?
Yes, 100%. It was. It was the correct move. Not for the reasons that Brittany said, though. Although maybe she just didn't articulate it clearly. The reason that Monty was supposed to evict Brittany instead of Turner is because it's positioning. It's all about chess. If he brings Brittany to the final three with him, yes, it is true. Maybe he can beat her in a physical competition. Maybe he's even with her on the mental competitions. Maybe he's had a good track record against her. 11 out of 13 times he's beaten her. You heard Brittany say in her speech. However,
from her.
I know I did too. However, and I think this is what she understands, although it did not articulate it all that great, it is the reason that he cannot bring her to the final three is because she will not bring him to the final two.
Yep.
That is the T, and he knows it. And basically, if I'm being totally honest, and I love her and I hope she wins, but Taylor did a very bad job at making sure that Monty brought Brittany to the final three. It was she basically denigrated Brittany's game so much that it became obvious to Monty that Taylor would also bring Brittany to the final two if she was there. By doing what he did tonight in evicting Brittany, it guarantees that Monty, in my opinion, will 95% be in the final two. Monty will be in the final two at the end of this game. Either Turner will win and bring Monty to the end, Monty will bring himself, or Taylor will win the final HOH and probably bring Monty to the end. There is a small percentage that she will bring Turner, but the thing was, as I think I said this on Twitter, maybe I said this on the show last week, the thing he knows is that Brittany absolutely will not. Brittany, if he evicts Turner for Brittany, she'll evict Monty next, because it's all about Turner and Monty. Those are the two people they've been trying to get out of the game. So if Turner goes, Monty will go next. That's the issue for him. He knows it. He knows if he brings Brittany to the final 3, that she will not take him to the final 2. And he knows that those questions at the end, especially in part 3 of the HOH, definitely favor someone like Brittany. And I still can't believe how close she was to winning that veto in the final 4. It really was hers to win, and I can't believe that she didn't change it. I'm still not exactly sure. Maybe the chat can help us. What exactly were we seeing in that veto competition in the final picture where you saw them around the table and she thought it was day 3 and apparently it was like day 4 or something? What was that competition and why did she fuck it up so badly? Like, why could she not realize that it was day 4 instead of day 3? Especially those first week in the house. I feel like all those days. Like, how was that possible? So maybe the chat can talk to us. I did not. Basically, I didn't care enough to figure out what that last competition picture was and why she was having trouble with it. But it was like Monty's thing I understood, because he had gone to bed and then they woke him up and they played that competition. So in his mind, maybe it's like, okay, is that day 67? Is that day 66? I don't know, like, because I just woke up. But something like that, she should know. So why was she having so much trouble on that? Again, that's a question that's, it's not going to make any difference because she's out of the game now. But damn, it really, it sucks watching her lose that competition, because I would have loved for her to win that competition, because if she had, Taylor's path to winning would be so much easier. As it stands right now, sorry, Bobby, do you have anything to say to that? Because I felt like Monty's decision was correct, and this was absolutely, and the reason the week was so boring was because it was an obvious call.
Yeah.
You agree?
Well,
yeah.
First off, to what you said, Michael, Nowhere Man said in the chat, Michael told Britt the wrong day on purpose. And so I'm wondering, I had no idea of that, but that could be a real factor. Maybe he did that to make sure that there was one day that she definitely didn't have written down or in her head. But yeah, no, I agree. I think Monty, with this decision, absolutely guaranteed himself at least $75,000. No matter what, I think he knew that. He knew he had to. And don't get me wrong, Brittany made some fantastic arguments. I was very, very impressed by what she said, especially when they were on the balcony up there. She made some great points, and it all came down to he just knew that she won't take him. And you have to give that person the reassurance that no matter what, they're the ones you're going to take. And I don't know if she did that 100%. I don't know if he just knew that no matter what, he had a better relationship with the other two and knew for a fact they were taking her, and that he didn't have to worry about her. He could just let her go and not even worry about it. But I agree. I just think that with that decision, he's guaranteed second place at minimum. And honestly, I think right now he's in the front runner seat to win the whole game.
I do too. We can talk about that, but after, and this is kind of going all over the place in the episode, but that's kind of how I podcast here. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
I do want to dissect this a little bit, because
yes,
I agree with you. I agree with you. It was the right move, but I do want to just
wait, Alex. I thought nobody wanted to hear from you, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
No one likes okay. Well, too fucking bad. Well, I'm here. You're not. Oh well. You're gonna hear from me, and if you don't, really, there's a beautiful mute button or fast forward or whatever it is. No one's holding you hostage. All right. Question for you. So, out of this foursome, just like power ranking their odds to win if they're at the final 2. Probably Brittany's last. Brittany was drawing dead, you'd say, probably, right? She's not beating anybody.
That's correct.
Okay. I agree with you there. And you'd probably say Turner's 3, and then Taylor, Monty 1 or 2. For this argument, doesn't really matter.
But that's the problem. The house guests don't know that Turner is like rock bed.
Yes.
Final third place. Go ahead. Sorry.
But they likely have in my opinion, they know that Brittany's likely drawing dead.
Yes, they do. Yes.
And I agree with Monty's move, but I also think there was merit to getting rid of Turner in this instance. And the reason I say that is if the sole goal is to win the game, if you're playing the game where coming in second place is the same as coming in last, which is probably how I would want to play the game personally. I want to give myself the best chance to win. I'm there to win. Nothing else matters. Then I think about what happens if I bring Brittany. I have a better. I think he has a better shot of beating her in the comps. Yes, the mental one is closer, but I think he overall has a better shot of beating her. He then has control in the matter of whether he wants to take Turner or Brittany. In my opinion, I'd want to take the weakest person. She's the weakest one in the game in terms of the jury. So you know what? I'd almost want to take the risk of, yes, it's less likely I make it to the end, but more likely that if I make it to the end, I win. I think in this situation, because it's a little more murky, I agree with his move, but I don't think that it was so easy in that instance. What do you guys think about that?
I think that in Monty's head, I think he thinks he can beat anyone. So I don't think it matters.
He thinks he can beat anybody.
Yeah, but he just doesn't care. He just wants to get rid of the person that he knows won't take him. So why even take that risk? And he thinks he can beat anyone anyways.
Oh, that's fair. If you're playing with that philosophy, and that's also to me such a dangerous philosophy to play with. Mm-hmm. But I do have to. To me, I have to run the risk of, oh, am I sure I beat Brittany? Because it's like, yeah, I have a feeling I beat Taylor. I have a feeling I beat Monty. I don't know what he's putting the odds are. But you could, even if you want to put them at, say, 7%, it's 99% you beat Brittany.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of consideration for me saying, oh, I can definitely beat her, and I most certainly can beat her at parts 1 and 2 of the final HOH. It'd give me thought. And I thought she made some good arguments, some not great ones. But that's where, that's me playing devil's advocate for a minute.
So yes, if you think that second place isn't worth it, as in $75,000, then evicting Turner here would have been the correct move. If you think I don't give a shit about second place, I'm in it to win it, period, end of story, then yes, evicting Turner is the correct move. However, $75,000 isn't chump change.
Oh, I'm not discounting. Let me
I know. You did clarify at the beginning of your statement, if the goal is to win, yes. But I think Monty just wants to guarantee that he gets himself some of the big money.
Yeah.
By doing this move, it guarantees that. And I still think he thinks he's got a puncher's chance at winning against either one of these two. And I think he's right. He's certainly against Turner. And I don't know exactly. I think we can talk about this, but I think Monty brings Turner. I think Monty brings Taylor to the end, not Turner. But we can talk about that.
I agree with you there, and I would say in this situation, it's definitely closer because of who he's up against. But if, say, he's up against one or two players who are just clearly better than him, that like he does not have a great shot at beating, I think it's better than in that case he brings Brittany with him, personally. But in this instance where he theoretically can beat anybody, I like the move of maximizing your chances of getting to the end more. Because if you don't get to the end, you can't win.
Yeah, and honestly, in this situation, I think that we all know there's a drastic difference between third place money and second place money. Yeah, there's a drastic difference between first and second, but it's even more drastic from second to third. And
what is it? What does third place get again? Help me.
I think it's like, what, 10,000?
10,000?
10,000, I want to say.
Definitely
15,000 maybe? Unless they upped it since they upped everything else. Maybe they did. Right. But I just know that, like, for instance, if we were to go in the house, and honestly, it would be a real thought in my head, is it worth it to even play the game for 3 months for only $10,000? Like, you know, like if you don't get there, it's not really financially worth it to do. And so I'm sure there's people that don't play this game because of that.
Oh, let's bear on that. So you're saying, Bobby, you think that there are people that have turned this down because they don't think that it's financially worth it?
I'm just saying that might have been a thought in some people's heads. I think there's a chance of that.
Okay.
Because
I would love to talk to those people.
Well, can you imagine about the year 2000 anymore, where 10,000 was a good amount of money? That.
Financially,
like, think about how much rent is in anywhere. You know, like especially here in the state of California. Like that's crazy. Like
New York City. Yeah.
It's not in my mind to only win $10,000 for 3 months of your technically job or work is what you can consider it. Yes, you're playing a game, but it's technically your job at that for those 3 months. Is it financially worth it to only play for 10 grand? Yes, you have the opportunity to win an absolute life-changing, but only one person's winning that life-changing money.
And just to be clear, the $10,000 is extra. That's not involving their stipend. So if you make it to the end and get evicted in third place, you win. I'm pretty sure that's right. Because otherwise, what's the point of giving them the money? Yeah.
The stipend's $1,000 a week.
So they win $10,000 for the stipend
a
if they make
week?
it to the end.
Yeah, $1,000 a week.
No,
$1,000 a week. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, play the game.
So $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week.
Yeah. So
okay, that makes it better. I wasn't sure how it went.
They're in the house for roughly 12 weeks, let's say. I know the number's a little different, but 12 weeks roughly, $12,000. You come in third, you get 10. You're at 22. You're taxed like hell.
That makes it better.
You're taxed like hell in
Taxes,
California and or whatever state you live
So
in.
14, 15,000. Yeah.
But let's also say this: you likely are not getting paid from your job, whatever it may be, in that time, if they're letting you keep the job at all.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a tough thing for me. If I quit my job making whatever money I'm making, good money, bad money, whatever, I still quit. I have to go find a job. I may not have money for another couple months, God forbid, because you also don't. I agree there's a big difference between third and second. But I always say this, that I would want to play the game, not like saying that my only goal is to win. But if you're telling me $75,000 is guaranteed, I'm like, ooh.
So let's ask it to you, Alex. So what would you have done if you are Monty? If you're you take possession of Monty right now. Wait, let me ask the question. You take possession of Monty right now. You're in control of his thinking, and you're trying to get him to win because you are him now. Okay. Are you going to evict Turner here or evict Brittany, knowing that if you make it to the final two, you win a guaranteed $75,000, and against either one of these people, you think you probably have a good chance to win? What would you do?
If you're saying it like that, we're against all three of them, I think I have a good chance to win. Yes, my chance with Brittany is better.
Well, that's what Monty thinks. Anyway. So that's what you have to think.
Then I'm with him. I get rid of Brittany because then I'm almost guaranteed the spot in the final two. Because I have to look at this as like two little math equations in my head. What are the odds of me making it to final two with these moves? And then what are my odds of winning? My odds of winning don't change that much. Let's say going in his mind from like 90 to maybe 92%. And the odds of me making it to final two go from a third to 2/3 or 90, whatever it is. Yeah, I take the move that gets me the better shot to win. But if I'm playing with like, say I'm, let's go back to BB17 because I know a lot of people can compare the season to that. I'm Steve at the final four. I know the Veto situation is there. I'm Steve at the final four. I know Vanessa beats me. I know I beat Liz, and Johnny Mac is somewhere in the middle. If it's if I have, say I have J Mac and Vanessa up there, I have it better. No, that wouldn't work. Hold on. I gotta figure out
another season.
Simply put, if I have one player like
wait. Narrator. This is why they hate Alex.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Guarantee you. No,
I can't wait. But no, pretend in this instance, Vanessa is the person would take Steve to the end, but he knows he loses to her. For argument's sake, because obviously he loses to her, but let's just say that I'm making the move that gets me the better shot to win the game in that instance. I'd rather take the 1/3 shot of getting there, but I know I win in that one shot than 2/3 and I likely lose. That's where I'd go.
Brent, we have to ask you now, what would you do in this situation? Would you play the game knowing the monetary value, and then how would you do the situation that he's in?
Oh, well, that's tough. It really is.
It really is.
And I'm trying to put myself in the position of the house guests who are not aware of how much Turner's chances have taken. They're in the toilet, basically. Yeah. I don't know. I think I would probably make the move that Monty did. I'd be too scared. I'd want to make it to the final two and just guarantee myself some money. Guarantee I got a chance to plead myself in front of the jury and bet on myself that I could win in a talking situation like that I could win them over. That's how I played Sequester. I didn't give a fuck how I made it to the final two. I thought if I make it to the final two, I could out-talk anybody who got there. But that's not the show. So you have less time to talk. Sequester, I could talk all day. Here in Big Brother, you've got like 60 seconds. You heard Julie hurry in the cookout. She hurries the final two even more when they're answering questions to make it quick. They got a live show. So I don't know. I probably, if you're asking me, I would have made the move that Monty made and evicted Brittany here. And I would have hated
what
it.
Do you do?
Yes. No, same exact thing. 100%. Okay. You take the guaranteed money because honestly, if I'm playing from Bobby's shoes, not just Monty's, Bobby's, if Bobby was in that position, sorry, I'm talking in third person, but if I was in that position, what I'm thinking is I've missed out on 3 months without my family and my daughter, and rent in California, I'll just be blunt with you, my rent is $2,500 a month for a 2-bedroom condo. Like, it's a ton. So if I get $14K for third place after taxes, that's not a lot of money compared to what we had to pay in rent alone that I missed, that I couldn't provide for my family. And most likely, I have to quit my job to go on the show working in a casino. Can't take LOA, can't take time off. It's not going to work like that. I'd have to quit my position and start over. So that being said, I would take the guaranteed money if I'm talking from my perspective, being in Monty's situation.
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to posit that it would be interesting, and it was not as clear, cut and dry. So,
yeah, fair.
All right.
All right. So where to go to next?
Why don't we go to Taylor and Monty? Why don't we go to that little shindig that took 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm. So do you want to talk about the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, what else is there to talk about? We didn't have much this episode. I guess we can do jury, but I'll save jury for later.
I'm probably gonna lose a few viewers here because I was kind of on Monty's side on this one. Now I'm not on Monty's side in the way he said some things to Taylor that I thought were absolutely uncalled for. When he said to Turner, like, I'd have to talk to her about the way she presents herself. I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about? So for those of you who didn't watch the live feeds, he had a conversation with Turner after this, just like you saw on the show, but he said more stuff than they showed on the show. And, basically was very misogynistic in the way he was talking about Taylor. So obviously I don't support that. But the fight itself, I think that Taylor sometimes does not realize that she comes off a little cold. She can come off a little blunt sometimes, and like I can come off as a cunt sometimes. So we all have faults, okay? But within the confines of the Big Brother house, and it didn't really make sense to me why Taylor said the thing about the goddaughter. I thought was absolutely fine. Like he just took it the wrong way, and it was one of those things where you said something you didn't mean to hurt somebody, and that happens. It happens, okay? Now the thing with the headphones, I didn't understand why she behaved that like that. Like Brittany came into the room and she was trying to make a joke for Brittany. Is that what she said on the show?
Yeah.
Because in her DRs to us, she said that she wanted Brittany to feel included, like it was her HOH room. But I don't know how that's going to make Brittany feel more included. I don't think her taking away the headphones from Monty and acting a little power trippy as the HOH and wearing the robe or something, I don't think that's going to make Brittany feel included. I just felt like the reasoning was a little wonky there. And, like this could be a $750,000 mistake. If this, they have repaired their relationship. But if this gets into Monty's head at all, and he does not feel bound to take Taylor to the final two, she could lose $750,000 for a flippant thing that she did in the HOH room, which is crazy. But it could happen because if she gets to the final two, I think she can win, even against Monty. It's close, but I think she can win. But she has to get there. And before that, I felt like he was locked in because he had never told Turner that he will take him to the final two. Turner has said it to Monty, but Monty has not really said it to Turner, especially in the last few weeks since Taylor has entered the picture. But, that really got him thinking later on. And I hope for her sake that does not come back to bite her.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that the way Taylor presented herself in that conversation, it was a little cold. It was a little callous, to say the least. And we've talked about this. Brent, you brought this up in the past, how we like Taylor, but she's a little bit cold in her DRs, and she's a little bit cold on the show. It's honestly
she's
probably
guarded.
just her.
Maybe cold isn't the best word. Guarded. She's a little guarded. Yes, Tracy, I see you in the chat. Monty definitely overreacted. 100%, honey. He overreacted. He said some things that he should not have said that were misogynistic and sexist and crappy. Yes. 100%. I want to be clear on where I'm at. I do not condone Monty's his articulated reaction, okay? But the fact that he felt hurt, I felt was in bounds. Taylor did something that could be perceived by other people as callous. It was not callous. Let's be clear. It was not callous. But that's not the question. The question is, can it be perceived by somebody else who may not have your good intentions, who can't see inside your head? Could that be conceived as callous? And the answer is yes. And thus he got mad at her for something stupid that she did not mean to do. But it happens in the game. It happens in life. It happens in Big Brother. And again, the issue is that I'm not playing for $750,000. She is. Like, this is something that Steve Moses, since you were talking about season 17, would never have done. He would never have said something flippant to somebody, knowing that any little tiny perceived slight could make them turn against you. You saw what happened with Brittany at the Final Five. They were talking about Michael and that night and the double eviction and basically nothing that had anything to do with Brittany. And all of a sudden, Brittany turns on Taylor because she feels like she's being making fun of when Taylor was not doing that. But you have to be cognizant of things that could set people off. And I just felt like in this instance that Taylor got the L on that one. And it didn't love, I didn't love to see that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
All right. Let's start at the beginning. Be honest, I get why Monty was upset at the goddaughter thing, especially with the way it came off. I'm a person where I'm always more upset at, like, to me, the intention behind something than what is actually said. I'm always like, you could say whatever you want to me, but it means a lot more how you're saying it. Are you being genuine to me? Or are you being a piece of shit? How are you? And the way she said that almost kind of seemed like, whether she meant it or not, I get how you'd almost be like, wow, like, you're just almost trying to make fun of me for saying that. Oh, no, you haven't been here, huh? Like, which out of place, in my opinion, but was like, that's a thing where maybe she didn't realize in the moment, and you learn about it, you're like, oh, goodness, that was dumb of me. I'm sorry. I'm going to learn from that. Fine. The headphone thing was just beyond stupid. Like, no, don't do that.
Okay,
like,
so yeah, we're in reverse then. I felt like the goddaughter thing was stupid, and the headphone thing was a little rude. Like,
they were both rude. No,
yeah.
it was stupid on Taylor's part to take the headphones off. They were both stupid, I think. But I think the perception, I almost would maybe be a bit hurt more by the goddaughter thing, because it was almost like, oh, really? Like, you know how much my goddaughter means to me, and you're kind of like moving that off.
Yeah, I agree with Josh in the chat. He said, I think that they were all kind of in there. We just have a couple more days to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100%. They've been in the game house for 70 some odd days. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, and I get Monty being upset. And in the
real
world, I am all for him talking to Taylor about it. Like,
yes.
But respectfully, not the way he did, but more respectfully than that. Let me be clear. In the game, when you have a week left or 10 days or however many.
Yes. Game.
Shut up and pretend you still love Taylor. Kiss her, do whatever the hell you. Shut up. I know you're upset, and I don't blame you that much. But keep it to yourself. Act like nothing's going on. And once the show is over, whether you've won or not, hey, Taylor, can we talk? This thing 10 days ago, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
how you do it.
These people have nothing. Alex, these people have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
They're trapped in a fucking house. They have nothing better to do. So of course they're going to bring it out to see it. Now, yeah, asking me like somebody like Steve Moses, I think he would have kept it to himself. I do. I think he would have kept it to himself and not get paid at any mind and just would have moved on with things. So yeah, I mean, that's because he's a better game player than any of these three people.
The guy literally grew a beard and did whatever Vanessa told him, no matter how much he hated it, to win the game. And look what happened.
And at the end of the day, these people are locked in a house that they can't do anything. They've only been with these people for 3 months now. And they literally, all they're doing is sitting in the same room and sleeping. Like, you're all getting on each other's nerves. I'm sure if the three of us were locked in a house for 3 months, we would get on each other's nerves. Probably day two.
I'm pissed at the two of you now. Oh my God.
No, but I will say this.
Bobby, I think you and I would kill Brent. We would just kill him.
You totally would. Yes.
Oh, man.
I don't know how rarely he does it, Brent. I don't know how he does it.
I will say this, though.
It's a mystery.
I think it also comes down to don't mess with the person when they're sleeping. Like, everyone, take this as a note. When you fuck with someone who's sleeping, they're usually going to be pretty cranky at you. And that sticks a little bit.
That is also true. That is also very true. And I did not think about that before. I don't know if he was actually asleep, but he was definitely getting there.
Sure.
And yeah, he was in the mood to sleep. Let's put it that way. If he was not already sleeping, and for her to take the headphones off, and then obviously in doing so, she took the glasses off, which woke him up and pissed him off. Yes, exactly. Did he overreact? Yes. Did she do something that was a little rude? Yes. Should either of these things cost either one of these people $750,000? No. That is the answer. No. Do not do that. So even though
the bigger thing is, should either of these things been broadcasted on national TV for 20 minutes instead of talking to the cookout? Like, come on. Like, this
Okay,
is just so nothing.
I know, right? I see some people in the chat that are like, Brent, he was snoring. Okay, bitch, let me just say, there have been times where I have been in my bed and I am not yet asleep, but I'm already starting to snore. And I like, especially if you breathe heavily, you can, you're kind of like, you're getting there, but you're not yet, your mind is not yet off. So he may have still been like cognizant, awake, and yet snoring. I know that might seem incapable to some people, but it's true. So go ahead. Yes.
And by the way, Brent, that shirt really pops out your eyes. I don't know why. That the blue on blue.
Thank
looks
you.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
And these are all, let me just say, I used to wear colored contacts back in the day. These are real, baby. These are my eyes, my face. Well, obviously the face has had work, let's be honest. But the eyes are real. The eyes are real.
All right. So with that being said, let's get into the jury segment. And what was your guys' takes on Michael coming into the house, Alyssa, Terrence?
DJ Showtime.
So you guys can tell me. So I was watching this on my phone and I had to restart. So I missed about like 5 minutes of this little part. I missed when basically I saw when Alyssa came in, but I did not see when Michael came in. What happened when Michael came in the jury house?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was more so like, oh, like they're like, oh, this is gonna be a huge reaction when Michael comes in. And honestly, it was like, yeah, people were surprised, but it was like anyone else coming in, you know, no one was that crazy overblown, in my opinion. They knew that they had to eventually take him out anyways. Like, he wasn't gonna win everything to get there. I was hopeful. I was wanting to see it happen because I thought that'd be amazing to see a run like that. But the chances of that happening were slim, and that's exactly the reaction we got. And then once he came in there, people were happy with like the way he exited the house when he's like, "I've got one thing to say," and then walked out the door. They liked that, but
so it really wasn't much.
There wasn't much.
Okay,
here's what I'll say: they were, I think, shocked it was that early. They were definitely a little surprised that it wasn't like jaws dropped, didn't expect us. I think they were like, "Oh, now, okay," and then it's, "Oh, Turner won again? Wow."
Yeah.
And then they went into even I think it was Jasmine first was like, or Fred who? I think it was Jasmine was like, "Oh yeah, even though Turner won the HOH and put Michael up, that's Monty's move because he won veto." And they kept, and then you saw Turner starting to get a hole dug by this jury. A couple people saying they're not thrilled with him. And then, yeah, that was really it.
Can someone explain this to me? And I understand why Alyssa's a little pissy with Turner, but I do think that she could come around. Why do people think that Turner's chances are absolutely in the toilet? Because I still feel like he has a chance to win, and I feel like other people think that he does not have a chance to win. I feel like he could still win because let's look at look at history, okay? He is a fairly sympathetic, non-offensive white boy who has won 3 HOHs, right? 3 HOHs, and took out the biggest threat in the game in Michael. Now, whether you think that's Monty's move or not, he definitely had a hand in it. Okay, why do people think that he cannot win? I've sort of missed the boat on this.
Well, one thing Michael did bring up when they saw Michael, and he was talking about Turner obviously making this move, putting him up, but he got the videos after we didn't get to see it obviously on the episode because he was eliminated and there was no goodbye videos, but he did end up getting his goodbye videos, and they showed a clip of it, and it showed Turner being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Michael. I had no idea this would happen on my HOH because I didn't see it coming." Like, acting like this wasn't his idea.
Like, so that he didn't even really want to do it.
He didn't want to do it. He was surprised by it, and that he's sorry that it happened to him, but it came, and when Monty won the veto, that's what was going to be done. So the fact that Michael said he was surprised that Turner didn't get take
credit for that a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. And now Monty's getting all the credit for that. And I think that's going to go and play a lot into the jury house. That's why I think Monty's now the front runner.
Yeah. I think
so. We think that if Turner wins, it has to be against Taylor.
Yes.
Yes.
And even then, I don't think that will happen.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I want to do with you guys once we get back from the commercial break, whenever we decide to take it, is going through our jury.
Let's just take it right now. That's fine.
Really ranking them. But the other thing from the jury segment while we're on it, Kyle's happy to see Alyssa, and they've probably fucked already 20 times, and that's about it.
Okay.
I'm going to bed. I'm sorry. They probably had some fun.
Yes.
Right. And if they did, good for them. But yeah, I bet that jury house is fun. We didn't really get much else from the episode, I don't think. And yeah, you guys ready to go to commercial? We can talk about what we think will happen with the finale, how we think our jury will vote, and any questions the audience has. We'll be back in 2 minutes after hearing about how to shave our balls one more time.
Yay. Support for Reality After Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's right, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 12 million balls.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies.
First off, the Lawnmower 4.0, this trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever.
Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight that you need for a more precise shave.
Now, I have a dark shower curtain in my bathroom, and I've been looking for the perfect way to shave in the dark, kinda. Guess what? I found it, 4000K LED. No longer a problem. I got perfectly smooth, clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0.
It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code SURVIVOR. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. And don't forget, for more exclusive Reality After Show coverage, visit realitypatron.com. That's reality, Patron.com.
All right, welcome back.
Excellent.
All right.
First off, I was just trying to find the spoiler girl stuff. Brent, do you know what's going on with that?
Like, help me out, chat. I have no idea what the hell is happening with spoiler
I'm
girl.
looking at her account. I'm not seeing anything.
Something, yeah, people said she had a meltdown, but like I thought it was other people talking about Spoiler Girl. I didn't think that Spoiler Girl actually had a meltdown. By the way, I had Spoiler Girl blocked on Twitter because honestly, I just couldn't. Like she isn't offensive to me. She's just annoying to me. So I had like a long ago blocked her because I never believed any stuff. So much stuff she said was going to happen didn't happen. And I was just like, you're full of shit. Like, you know, I feel like at least when I got stuff wrong, I owned it, but you know, she didn't do anything.
No.
Anyway.
You also put
Alex,
a face behind you.
You say that no one loves you in the chat, but look at here. Noah, who only says hurtful things to me, and I take great offense to. He says great things about you. So not everyone hates you, Alex.
Oh, not a, yeah.
This is who you lay with?
Yeah.
Noah.
No shot in hell. If they're talking bad about you, Bobby, no shot in hell whatsoever.
He apologized last time, so I'll let him off the hook.
I feel like when you go right at the haters, then they have no choice but to kind of like grudgingly love you. You know?
Oh, I love interacting with them.
Okay.
I have some fun with it.
I was one of the few people that posted my hater, like not just like trolls. Like I posted the people that had really mean things to say about me on Survivor Sucks, and I posted it and like tweeted about it. Like I would like cut it out and like talk to the people like and say, yeah, I can be an annoying cunt sometimes. What about it? You know?
You know what's great is they think that we don't read these messages. Like we're too above reading the messages.
Bitches, we read everything.
Guys, we read everything. We are on a podcast. Of course, we think about ourselves and what people think of us. We read everything. So there's some people. There's one guy in the YouTube comments that literally says a shitty comment every single week, and he stopped for a couple weeks now. And now he's going to come back after this. But like, it's always just something like irrelevantly shitty, and I'm just like. What in the world is wrong with you? I called him out on one of the comments. You can go back and see it, but yeah, it's crazy.
For all of you people with Cheeto dust on your fingers in your mom's basement who haven't done a damn thing in your lives, just stop listening to this nonsense. I'm sorry. Stop listening to this nonsense. We don't want to hear you. But for the rest of you, the good people who are most of the time nice to us and listen to us, I really appreciate you. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the interaction. We disagree. It's fun. That's what this is about. I'm honored to be here. But let's talk about this episode because the other people that don't like us are irrelevant. All right. What I want to go through with you guys. Let's go juror by juror. Just rank the final 3, 1 to 3, and how they vote. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start with Indy. Brent, who does Indy vote for?
Apparently, she's voting for Taylor, and if she's not voting for Taylor, she's voting for Monty. Do we all agree with this?
Yes.
Yeah, I see no issue there.
Okay.
All right, Bobby. What about Jasmine?
I think, man, this one's tough for me.
100. I don't think it's tough at all.
I think that there's a chance with everything now that Michael's in the house spilling everything. I honestly think there's a chance she could go Monty, but I think Taylor.
Why? Tell me why.
I just think that Michael's got a big pull on this game for what he did in the house, and that people thought he was going to be the winner. People are going to want to know who he thinks is now the front runner. And he got clearly explained that he thinks that Monty's the front runner over Turner because Monty's the one who really pulled the trigger and he's owning his game opposed to Turner. So I think that's going to hold a little bit of weight in the house.
Okay.
I think I'm with you. And I'm actually completely with you, Bobby. I would go Taylor first, but it is close in my opinion. All right. So
I don't think it's close. I think Jasmine will respect the fact that Taylor was like, I'm absolutely not going to nominate you, and here's the reason why. And I think that she already has some good feelings about Taylor. I know she has some things to say about her in the house, but in the jury, it seems like it's been nothing but love. I think Jasmine is a locked-in vote for Taylor. So that's 2 Taylor votes if she gets to the final 2.
All right. What about Joseph? The guy who I forgot this from the jury segment. When the jury found out that Taylor and Monty have been having some fun, they just cut to Joseph and he's like, damn it.
I don't know if that was just editing or if that was really his reaction to that. I felt like it was real.
Oh, I think it was real, at least in the moment.
That was really hard to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he wanted to get it on with Taylor, but it seemed like he had some really good feelings for her, and maybe it was one of these, like, he's a nice guy who wanted to take it slow, and then to hear that she's been having casual sex with Monty at a minimum was tough for him to listen to.
I think it's the thing where you want to feel it out, you're interested, and he's like, oh, I'm not gonna go after anybody because this door is open, and she just shut it. She's like, nope.
That's the thing with fucking straight people. They don't understand that it's just sex. Like, it's literally just sex. Okay, they can say what they want. Taylor and Monty are literally just fucking. They are fucking. That is what they're doing. Okay, there are some natural feelings that you get when you fuck someone occasionally, where you feel closer to them, and obviously they have had closer experiences. But I'm telling you, it's like he thinks that she's made her choice. But like, no, like Monty is fuckable, but Joseph is the husband material. Does that make sense? I don't know why why can't he have her as well?
Early jury is not dateable. We all know this.
Yes. And here's what I'd say. Sure, I think he realizes that, but does he now think that Taylor doesn't want a husband right away? And that's where he's kind of like, damn it. That's the thing I think.
I've never met I rarely, I'll put it this way, I rarely have met a straight guy who isn't, I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say this. I've rarely met a straight guy who's not okay with a woman slutting around. Like most straight guys want that. You know, I feel like most hetero guys that I know, if they had a girl who likes to have casual sex with other guys, they would be into that. I feel like they'd be into that. They're not possessive, okay? But
there are some, I don't think Joseph is that type. I don't think
Joseph is that type. I don't think he's that type either.
I think he's a little like, he views himself at least as more classy.
So hold on a second.
And he might just be looking for something more serious, and good for him if he is.
So as a straight guy, I'm trying to figure out what you mean. So you're saying that there's no straight guy out there that would be okay or not okay?
No, I'm not saying none. I just said I feel like most straight guys that I know would be okay if their girl was like, I want to have sex with other people, because then they could have sex with other people. Does that make sense? Straight guys are always cheating on their wives. That's what I see. Hetero people, the men are always cheating on the women. The men can't keep it in their goddamn pants. Okay. So if the woman said, hey, I want to sleep with other guys, they'd be like, yeah, cool. I'll sleep with other women too. Right. No.
I think the majority of men would think about what it would be like to be in another relationship or be in a sexual relationship with someone else, but I don't think the majority of people act on it.
Okay. The last thing I'll say to this, I think maybe in like a dating, like a interest phase, it could be more appealing of, oh, let me date the girl that's more wanted. You could at least perceive it as that. And like, oh, she's having fun. She's doing this. Like, people want her versus like the girl that's not doing anything, whether she wants to or not, or whether people want to have sex with her or not. That's where I think it could come from. Almost just the want of someone you can't have could be there, or the want that like a lot of other people want. But that's neither here nor there. I think Joseph wants something more stable and serious. And if he does, good for him. Who's he voting for? Because this is a tough one, I think.
Oh, who are we talking about? Sorry, Joseph. Oh, I think I feel like even in that situation, it'd be tough for him to vote for Monty. So I don't know what he's gonna do.
Why don't we go back to him?
I feel like we can come back to him. Let's come back to him.
Yeah,
let's put him as a question mark.
Yeah, Kyle.
Oh man, sorry, I'm still thinking about the whole sex thing.
Let me. I think Kyle is actually kind of easy.
Yeah,
who's he voting for?
I think he goes Monty, Taylor, Turner.
Yeah,
because I think he's like, I have to vote for a black person. I like Monty more.
So you think he's like, I gotta vote for the black person? Is that it?
Is
it literally? Yeah. Is it no? Stop. Is it literally that transactional with him? Do you think?
Could be.
I think it definitely could be.
Okay.
And if it's not,
that's sad. Yeah.
I don't know.
But then you could easily say the same thing about Taylor. Like, she's a black person, he could vote for her. But I think what it comes down to, it's his bro that he's had in the house for a long time, and he wants to also get that other thing that you just said out of the way.
I'll be honest. I think he may take this whole thing out. If he is really voting genuinely, like, I think he votes for Monty over either of them anyway. Monty Taylor, Monty Turner is a bit closer. I almost think Taylor doesn't have as much of a shot with him if that's situation. If it's pure,
if he's voting honestly and not to be perceived in a certain way, if he's voting honestly, I do think he might even vote for Turner over Taylor, because he was never really close to Taylor.
That's what I think. But Monty versus Turner would be tough. And that's the one where I think we get an answer. That really, if Turner's in the final two, it's more interesting, flat out, for that instance. But I'm gonna say right now, Monty, Taylor, Turner.
Okay, I can go with that.
Maybe flip the other two.
I can go with that.
Okay,
Bobby, any objections?
No, I completely agree.
All right, so this is our third person who may or may not be third time Turner may or may not be in last. Showtime, DJ, Showtime, whatever the hell nonsense. Terrence. He's
voting for Turner and Monty, and then Taylor. He'll vote for, as Brittany would say, a bottle of ketchup rather than Taylor. He's not voting for Taylor.
I agree. Turner then Monty, you think?
Yeah, I think Turner then Monty. I think for sure Turner. It's his buddy. We heard it all season how that's his buddy.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a little closer between Turner and Monty than you're giving it credit for.
I think there's Turner, then there's everybody else. I think, in my opinion, I think it's Turner, and then quite a bit away Monty, and then way away is Taylor.
Put it this way, I think it's more likely that he never votes for Taylor than he votes for Monty over Turner.
Yes,
if that makes any sense. But yeah, we'll see. He's not voting for Taylor, and Turner and Monty, I think, is closer than we think.
If he could take away a vote for her, he would.
Michael, I think, is pretty easy.
Who's he voting for?
Yeah,
I hate it when people say the answer's easy, but then they don't tell us what the fuck's this is why people hate
Turner's dead last.
Who is he voting for?
Turner's dead. I think he goes Monty, Taylor, Turner.
I disagree wholeheartedly, and I know what he said in the exit interview. Let's talk about this. Yes, I agree. Turner's last, 100%.
Let me clarify why I think Monty's ahead of Taylor. Simply put, Monty took him out. In his mind, Monty took him out. I think
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think Michael. And that's fair. I don't think Michael gives a shit about who took him out. I think he gives a shit about who is tweaking his heartstrings and who was playing the best game. I feel like Taylor has played enough of a good game, and also he's the one he's kind of pulling for emotionally that, like I said, she needed to win another HOH or veto to get Michael's vote. She did so at the Final Four. I think he votes for Taylor, and I don't think it's close.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Turner's last.
I agree with Brent, but I also agree with you. I think that it's Taylor 100% if she's there. I think it's 100% Taylor. But I think if it's Turner and Monty, I think that that Monty's got that vote locked up as well.
All right, fair enough. That's the one.
I just don't see how Turner gets more than 1 or 2 votes. I just don't see
Yeah,
it.
this is not Turner is very much drawing dead at the moment. All right, Alyssa.
Especially since we're talking about Alyssa, especially if Turner is not owning his game. That's one of the worst things you can say. I don't think Turner realizes that if what he said to Michael in his goodbye message is accurate, as is being reported, because I missed this part. If he said something like that, that is just terrible, because you want people to own their shit so you know that they know what they did. If he's not owning his shit and saying, hey, like it was somebody else, like I didn't do it. Number one, he doesn't get credit for the move, but also number two, he's viewed as not accepting the blame for the move. Like if you're mad at him about it, like that's why Paul lost Big Brother 19, because he would not own his shit in the goodbye messages, and Josh did. Like that, do people not understand that it's got to be one or the other? You cannot ride the middle on this one. You either need to accept the blame for somebody's ill fate. And like, sorry, it was me. I had to do it. Or you need to claim credit for it as a move. Like, look, I'm not sorry. I had to get rid of you in order to get there because you're unbeatable. It has to be one of the two. It cannot be the middle of, I'm sorry, I didn't really want this to happen.
And that comes down to Turner wanting to be everyone's friend. He really wants to always be friends with everybody. So
I concur.
He thinks he can win the game like that, and more power to him.
Nope,
if he thinks he can
cannot
win the game being people's friends,
that's
play
what
that
Paul
game,
thought.
but it's not going to work out for you.
Yeah,
not in today's age.
Do we not remember that in Big Brother 19, Paul was orchestrating? He had so much power. He was orchestrating things where even like he orchestrated sympathy votes in a 1-to-1 situation, or so that he could be like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Like, people don't want that. Do people not understand that? If you do not understand history, you are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is Turner's never seen season 19. I guarantee it. I guarantee if he had seen that season, he would have known not to do this strategy.
I don't know if he's that smart, to be honest.
He's made some bad decisions.
I think he has seen it and is a little bit delusional. I think, one, I really think you need to know your audience and know who you're playing with. Because with all players, I think you need to balance somewhere between saying I'm a game bot and like I took everyone out, I dominated, like look at me, and I did nothing and I had no idea. You need to be somewhere in the middle. Where you are on that scale, I think, really needs to depend on the juror that you're talking to. You really need to be careful. Turner's just like the whole, no, I did nothing and somehow I'm here and then maybe I'll own it at the end. It's not good. But who does Alyssa vote for between Taylor and Monty? Because Turner's clearly last.
I don't know. God, that's tough.
Right?
I think she votes
those
for
two.
Taylor.
I think she goes
votes for Taylor. I think she votes for Taylor because Taylor didn't vote against her, number one. Taylor was supportive with her on the block. Taylor didn't really campaign against Alyssa, and she knows that. And maybe she might have an influence with Kyle in terms of like if it's Taylor or Monty and it's Taylor and Monty at the end, Alyssa might get Kyle to vote for Alyssa. Maybe we'll see.
I think I'm with you in that. Almost, it's just like, little less annoyed at Monty.
I think she's a little hurt at Monty, and I think she's not at Taylor.
Yeah, and also vote for the girl to win. Girls,
she's very like she seems very emotional to me. So she was like hurt that people betrayed her. Like them owning their shit didn't seem to matter with her.
100%. Bobby, what say you? You go with this?
No, 1,000% it's going to be Taylor.
Cool.
Like, she's going to vote for the girl. She wants to see a woman win. I'm sure there's a little bit of her that wants to see the first African-American woman win the game. And then also, I'm sure that there's a part of her that's just really mad at Turner and Monty because Turner had her up there didn't vote for her, and Monty's the one that put her up there.
The bros agreement or the gentleman's agreement, that was incredibly sexist. So even though that's what it was, but it came off to her as sexist. Again, it's the perception. What I talked about earlier with Taylor and what the headphones thing. It's not about the move. It's not about what you say. It's about how it is perceived by other people, and you need to be cognizant of that. Okay.
It's as if Big Brother's a game where perception is reality. We've only been saying that 23 of 24 seasons. And really, season 1, it's also true, but for different reasons. Brittany.
Taylor, Monty, Turner.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's close.
That one's, I'm with you. No objections, Bobby?
No objections at all.
And that's another reason why I think that Michael will vote for Taylor. Not that he's influenced, not that he's absolutely influenced by Brittany, but I think Brittany will be a cheerleader for Taylor. And, we'll say, hey, Taylor was on our side. Taylor was trying to help me out. Even though after I betrayed, because she admitted to Taylor earlier today that she was the vote. You didn't see that on the show. Taylor today asked Brittany. They were talking. Brittany knew she was probably going home. Brittany owned it to Taylor and said, look, I voted for you. Okay. And Taylor's like, I knew it. Of course, she didn't really know it, but she said, I knew it. And, Brittany explained why, and this is why I did it. But even though I was against you here, it was simply because I felt like Alyssa would be easier to beat at the end. But here I'm with you, and I honestly would take you to the finals, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get there, but I'll be rooting for you. She owned her shit. I know people are pissed at Brittany, and she can be annoying at times. But yes, I feel like Brittany owned her shit on this one.
Yeah, my curiosity with her and Michael is that, I might say in the game, Michael's the stronger presence who's maybe convincing her of things. But in this instance, I think they both vote for Turner. Taylor.
Turner?
Excuse me.
Okay.
No. I'm coming around Michael as I think about it a little more. But I do think in this instance,
also, sorry. Before you finish that thought, it could be helped. Hold that thought. I think it's Michael's a gay boy. He's a Twitter boy. He knows who Twitter's rooting for. Okay. I'm just going to tell you. He is me. He knows who Twitter wants to win, and it ain't Turner or Monty. He knows it's Taylor. He's going to vote for Taylor. I'll tell you.
Yes, I'm finishing that thought. I think this is the one instance where she could almost convince him if he's considering Monty. I think she can get him back on what she perceives to be the right track. So in fairness, that's where that's where I would go. And also, this disgusting football talk in the chat needs to be dissolved.
Who's doing that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I will pull out a hat later. All right, let's go back to Joseph.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about the final three and who they vote for.
I was going to say, wait, are we going to talk about who third place is
we can.
vote for?
Do you want to do that first or after?
Yeah, let's do that first. Well, I feel like Taylor already has 5 locked votes, but I think if it's Monty versus Taylor, I think Turner votes for Monty. Even if he evicts him, I think he votes for Monty. I know some people are like, well, maybe he would vote for Taylor. I don't see it. I really don't. I think Turner votes for Monty. If Taylor's evicted, I think she votes for Monty. And I don't think Monty's being evicted. So we can talk about him, but I don't think it's going to happen. The only way Monty gets evicted is if Taylor wins part 3 and cuts Monty. But the problem is she thinks that Turner is way harder to beat than he actually is. Should she cut Monty? Yes. Has she thought about it? Yes. But I don't think she's going to do it. I think she's taking Monty to the end.
But I do think he votes for Turner over Taylor, and I think that fight has something to do with it. I think that's kind of his
so
last
you think if Monty
stick
gets evicted, he's going to vote for Turner? Yeah, I could see that.
I do. I think he's a bit bitter.
Yeah. So when it comes
down, that relationship has not totally healed. There's there's a little tension.
And let me be clear.
Sorry, go ahead.
About the nonsense football chat. I'm a football fan. I'm a sports fan. I'm just a Giants fan, so I don't like seeing other garbage.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I am too, but they're undefeated, so I'll take it. But
all right, so we're gonna go ahead. Keep talking. So let's talk about this real quick. I think that Taylor, if she's voted out, I think Taylor votes for Monty. Monty gets voted out. I think he votes for Turner, like you guys said, and Turner gets voted out. He votes for Monty. So no matter what, I think that did we do the numbers? So let's say Turner does get voted out.
Let's get Joseph. Let's get Joseph first, and then I'll add it all up.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were.
She already has 5 votes, but yeah. If Turner gets voted out, and Joseph has to choose between Monty and Taylor, I think he votes for Taylor. He's been with those girls a long time, and I think they all want to vote for Taylor. I think he votes for Taylor.
So
but
you think he goes Taylor?
That's me wishing a little bit too.
Taylor,
but
Monty, Turner. You think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do.
Bobby, what say you?
Say that again. I'm sorry, you broke up.
Who does Joseph go for?
Taylor.
Yeah, I think so. Then Monty, then Turner. Okay.
I mean, I think this could be a sweep at the end of it.
No, it can't be. Terrence will
people
ruin it.
surprise us. They always want to be with the popular people. If there are 6 to 7, Terrence is the kind of person who wouldn't change his vote just to be with the popular people.
No, he's not that kind of guy. I give him respect in that way. That he's not gonna.
Let me ask you this, Brent. Do you think that? Because I've been going back and forth in my head this whole week going up until this. I think that Monty takes Taylor to the final 2. I really do. But now with what's gone on, do you think that he's going to somehow get it in his head that maybe Turner's not as big of a challenge as he thinks he is? Like, do you think that's actually a possibility that could happen? Or do you think he thinks that's a big shot that he has to take at the end to win it all?
I think he thinks that's the big shot he needs to take at the end to win it all. I think he thinks he needs to evict Turner in order to win the game. The truth is, if he takes Turner to the end, I think he wins 9-0. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't know that, though. I think if he evicts Turner and takes Taylor to the end, he loses in our scenario. And I don't think he knows that, though. So if you're asking him what I think he would do, given the state of the relationship, first of all, we have 3 more days, and these are both, Monty has shown to be a little volatile sometimes with his, how he's perceiving things. And again, they're almost at the end, so who knows? But I think he sticks to it. I have not heard him affirmatively say to Turner, "I'm taking you to the final 2." I have not heard him say that. It's always been about final 3 and us getting to the end. He's not said the exact words, and he doesn't like to lie. So I think he's taking Taylor to the end. I don't think this fight is going to change that.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing a sweep anywhere, to be honest with you. I think Terrence will ruin that. But we shall see. Quick math on this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. I was just gonna say, do we think that there has been, and I'm not gonna say fall from grace, because by no means was he having grace, but like Turner had this game essentially locked up. He was winning the right competitions. He was getting in control of power. He was helping build alliances. Turner at one point was right behind Michael, in my opinion, to win this game. Like, have we seen someone fall this much to where they might not even get a jury vote? From going,
I'd have to think about it.
They've won multiple HOHs. And then they've been one of the people that people thought, oh, this guy's making great moves. He's getting out. He got out Michael on his HOH. He's doing all this. And now no one can even consider him for a vote.
This is some historically bad jury management. I don't think it's on the level of Paul either time, but it's in the conversation. It's in the conversation.
And is it in the conversation?
For that reason alone, for the fact that he is gone, and I think almost the fact that he's played a good game and has tanked all of it. He has no shot.
But he doesn't realize he's doing that, though. That's the problem. See,
it doesn't matter that you realize you're doing it. You're doing it.
Hush for a second. What I'm saying is that Paul was actively doing the things that then lost the jury for them. I do not believe that Turner is actively doing these things. I think that he thinks like he's just trying to be a good guy. Paul was thinking about everything on a cunning level, not cunnilingus, but a cunning level. Okay. He was thinking about like, this is how I want it to look to everybody. I want it to do like this. Okay. Turner just wants to be a good guy. He just wants to be liked. He just wants to have some friends and fire. That's all he wants. So that's why I don't believe it's in the conversation. I just don't.
Okay.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, and Paul didn't think that these people were smart enough in the jury to put it all together. He really didn't think that these people would come together who didn't trust each other, didn't like each other, and then he thought he had them all brainwashed, that there's no way they would get together and figure it all out, and then none of them would vote for him. He thought
without him there. That's the thing. Yeah. If Paul was in the jury house, And if he could like split himself and he could be in the jury house, this is why I know I'm people are like, why are you talking about Big Brother 19? Because it's like it's literally like the same thing. It's just the motivations are different. Paul was doing it actively, Turner is doing it inactively, but they're both doing it. They're not owning their shit. People can't stand that, and that's why you have a fall from grace from a guy who I remember 2 weeks ago, Taryn tweeted this and said like, basically Turner doesn't have a chance to win. And I was like, girl. Like, come on, let's think about this. He's won 3 HOHs. Like, he's a non-offensive guy. Seems like nice guy. Like, he's gotten out a few big players. Like, what's not to like? And I have come around to the opinion, as everybody else has, that he just has blown it here at the end.
And he's blown it. And I almost think if we're gonna claim ignorance on him, it's almost worse. But I do think it's part of a plan in some cases to be the nice guy, to be. Oh, they won't get mad at me for these moves because I'll act like I didn't make them. People will like me then and they'll vote for me. It's very shallow thinking, but I think it's thinking, and he deserves blame for it. And I'll
he deserves blame, definitely. But it's just like it's just A to B blame. It's just like it's like, yeah, that's not right.
No.
Whereas like Paul, I feel like should have known better. And he also was a second-time player. Like, come on. He was injured the first time.
Well, and I think Paul should have won both times. I think both of those games, he should have been the winner. Absolutely, especially the second time. But he pissed too many people off and didn't think that they'd be smart enough to talk together and figure it out. And trust me, I know I've said it a million times. I was in that finale. I was in the audience. You can see me in the crowd. And the people there were shocked. And then his family, his mom and dad were sitting 2 feet in front of me. They were literally 1 row in front of me. And they were pissed off. They were so mad. They said he's never playing this game again. I snuck into like an after party thing afterwards, and I talked to them. They're like, "We're never letting him play this show again. This is bullshit. Production totally went against him." Like, I still have his dad's card in my wallet from his work because they're very nice people, but they were mad.
They were pissed.
That's the thing. Like,
that's guys, that story should fill you with so much joy. If you've been bored tonight by the lack of action in the house, that story alone should that's why you were here. Come on.
And all I'm saying about this is that if there's a book on Big Brother jury management, Paul is, when we get to the bad section, Paul's at the cover, all that stuff. But Turner's in this book, and he has a section, and you need to read about him, and you need to learn, if you're playing this game, how not to do it. How to be so... And it's simply put, you're treating every juror like they're the same person, which is already a bad move. You don't do that in the game. You shouldn't do it when they're out of the game. They're all different people. You need to treat them differently. If you want to maybe try like the little more, I didn't know what was going on, I didn't do it strategy with someone maybe like an Alyssa or someone like maybe a Jasmine. Okay. I don't know if it works, but we're trying. There's no universe where this is smart to do to Michael. You can't play Michael for a fool in any way, shape, or form. You know the way he thinks. He's not going to be like the person of, Turner didn't do it? Okay, I'll vote for him because stop this nonsense. Really quickly, doing the math. So in terms of first place votes, Taylor gets 6 of them. 6 out of the 8, we're saying she gets the first place vote. She gets 1 second place vote, and that would be from Kyle. And that's a maybe at best. And then 1 third place from Terrence, who's never voting for her. Monty, though, yes, he only has the 1 first place vote. He doesn't have 1 last place. Nobody is saying I will not vote for Monty, so that's where he maybe has a bit of a shot, where nobody's really upset at him. And then Turner's drawing dead. He's got Terrence's vote, and maybe a Monty if Monty's somehow evicted. He's dead. This is honestly, I'm happy we did this. I enjoy doing it, but man, it's made this finale even more boring for me.
All right, so
Taylor's got this, I think. Unless she gets cut somehow.
She gets there. Yeah. If she gets there.
Turner, I think I'm more.
Turner wins and cuts her.
People are going to hate me. I don't care. I want an entertaining finale, and that means I want Turner to win this, cut Taylor, and then we maybe get a little more. I don't know.
And he wins 4 HOHs. Interesting.
Brent's got a pizza place to be at. Okay, let's be real. We're all reading the chat here.
Yeah, let's do it. I agree. I agree.
We've been on here for over an hour. Well over an hour.
We talked about nothing for an hour. We're really good at this. And also,
I've got Taylor and Turner in my draft to win money. Please, one of them, please pick it up. So let's say this, guys. If you guys are new to the channel and haven't subscribed on YouTube, please give us a subscription. It helps us out a lot. And if you can, please hit that like button. The like button helps more than you know. It really brings a lot of new people to the channel and helps us grow. And hopefully we can do this for many years to come. Guys, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, this is my last show of the year. Unless we do a recap episode after the fact, most likely the last show of the year. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for your continued support and the nice comments we get. Well, there are nice comments. I know we talked about them shitty comments, but there are nice comments. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys go out of your way to say nice things and to just be there for us on, it's a Thursday night at 7 p.m. You can be doing other things with your time, but no, you're here in the chat talking to us. So, 7 p.m. my time. And I just want to say this. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, with that said, Brent, anything else?
So I'll leave you with this tidbit since this is your last show. This is totally not related to Big Brother, but it does have BB in it. So I thought I would just tease people with it. Okay, I'm considering something. Okay, so you guys, I tell you all about my life, so I'm just telling you that I'm considering this. Okay, you guys can tell me your opinions on Twitter, write me a DM, send me a tweet. I don't care. Tell me something in the chat if you want to.
Here comes the tea.
So I am considering, keep in mind, I'm 47 years old and I'm trying to, I'm trying to retain my youth. Okay. I'm trying. Okay. I'm 47 and it is an uphill battle. Let me just tell you, Father Time waits for nobody. Okay. And, I've lost a lot of weight. Somebody actually sent me a picture from 4 years ago I took with my family and I was like, oh my God. She was like, how did you ever look like this? I'm like, crazy, right? Because I was like 235 pounds. So I weigh about 175 pounds right now. But let me tell you what happens when you lose weight and you're over 40. Two things happen. You lose weight out of your face and you lose it out of your butt. I am considering, because I have a friend who did this and the results are amazing. I am considering having a BBL done. Okay. So, and if this happens, I will talk to you about it in the next month or so. If you guys don't know what a BBL is, I will tell you what it is. It is called this is so embarrassing, but I'm like, I literally bear it off. Yeah, they have Google. It's a Brazilian butt lift. So basically they take fat from other parts of your body, which I still have because I have little pockets of fat here and there. And they basically stick it into your butt. So you have a great fucking beautiful ass. And that is someone like you guys seriously looks like, I feel like, and then we're all our own worst critics, right? But I feel like somebody, like my butt, in my opinion, looks like somebody let the air out of it. Like that's what happens when you lose weight and then you're over 40. Like skin doesn't go back to where it used to go. So I'm considering doing this, you guys. And if I do, I'm gonna own it on social media. So be on the lookout.
Right. Whatever makes you happy, I'm all for.
Thank you.
You don't have to change a thing about yourself, but whatever makes you happy is your decision, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you very much. I will tell you, I told my sister about it, and I also told her like I had a Sculptra thing done on my face earlier this week. I didn't have to pay for it. They needed a model, and I volunteered. So she's like, don't turn it into Joan Collins, and I'm just like, so I sent her a picture of Joan Collins and said, this is me in 5 years, right? Okay, so yeah, I know that's a dated reference. A lot of people won't get that, but I feel like honestly, I feel like most of the people in our chat, I feel like a lot of people in our chat are like, they're not like 21-year-olds. I feel like most of the people in our chat are like 30, 40 years old. So like they'll get the reference.
Yeah, they'll get it.
Yeah.
All right.
You know Alex, who you're dealing with when I didn't get it.
Alex, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Bobby, I just want to give you a shout out. You've been incredible. I'm so glad I've gotten to meet you through this, and one day we'll meet in real life, but you're an incredible friend. You're an incredible podcaster. I am going to miss you on the finale. And I do just want to plug what's going on this beautiful network really quickly, which isn't much, but Survivor 43 started last night. My good friends Alex Trias and Dan Monchal podcasted about it on the Reality.
Did you see that, by the way? I think they left it live. Did you see that?
Yeah, they'll figure that out. But that's on.
Like it was. I think it's live for like 7 hours.
I get the StreamYard issue. The episode is up on YouTube. I will check it out once I see it. And other than the challenge is over, everything's over. So it's mainly going to be Survivor and us on Big Brother. Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 10:15 p.m. Eastern, after the 2-hour finale. Brent and I will be back. Maybe we'll have somebody. Maybe we won't. But at least it'll be Brent and I to talk about this finale, however amazing or terrible it will be.
Mm-hmm.
And then if
we will be there on Sunday after the finale, so join us, please.
We will be there. I will be missing football for it. And sadly, Bobby can't be with us. And then if you want to be a patron, it is realitypatron.com. And yeah, thank you all for your support. Anyway, Bobby, close us out.
Yeah, so like I said, if you guys can follow us on our social media handles, we have Brent at OneLuckyGay, which I'm sure all of you know already, but we're still going to put it out there just in case. We got me at Goodsby Bobby and Alex at Alex M. Rubino. Is that what it is? Thank you.
There we go.
I thought so. All right, and then also we're going to have a long off season. Now we've got Survivor to look forward to after the season wraps up, so we'll hopefully be back. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be back for Big Brother Canada next season, and then we'll have Big Brother US the year after that. So it might be a little bit of a layoff, but it'll come by quicker than you guys think, and then you'll have a lot of us for about 7 to 8 months. So get used to it. And then, and also, Brent, if you can, we definitely should do an off-season podcast. Me, you, and Alex,
You got
just
it.
talking about life.
Let's do it.
Honey, we'll do it. If I do the BBL, I'm there. I'm
All
going to show
right.
the results too.
You guys heard it. Check out our
Yes.
social medias for more information on that, because we will definitely be keeping you guys posted. Please give us a follow, like the YouTube video, and definitely subscribe. With that being said, I'm Bobby Goodsby. For Brent, for Alex, we're out of here. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
And for more bonus content, go to realitypatron.com. That's right, become a patron now. Get additional coverage of all your favorite shows, the weekly Q&A, and you become a member of the secret, exclusive Facebook group. That's realitypatron.com.